Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to learn how to create a simple base mesh with the sub with the skin modifier. With the skin modifier. Now we are loading Blender default view. Yeah, it's just nothing but a cube. So now we want to build a simple, easy to do base mesh. First of all, we go into orthographic view by pressing 1 on your keyboard. After clicking 1 on your keyboard, you want to just tab into edit mode and press Alt M to merge the entire cube at center. This will act as our base for the scheme modifier we want to add. Now you go over to the modifiers panel, you add modifier. First thing you want to do is first to add the mirror modifier and make sure you enable clipping. Then we go to we create our skin modifier. Now you can see just a little cube. Now you press Ctrl A to scale it up, and now we want to have some kind of base for us to extrude from. So we go to subdivide surface. Now we can see that. Let's go over to this panel up here and click to see, and click on wireframe mode to see your vertex. Now we want to uncheck clipping and extrude to the x-axis. Now you can see that we're going to use this for our character. So let's extrude it to the y-axis. Extrude to the y-axis. This will be the shape of the chest and the torso. So I think that's gone too far. So grab that to the z-axis. Yes, I think that's okay now. Now what we want to do is come here, extrude this to the x-axis. Extrude this to the x-axis and extrude it down to the z-axis. To the z-axis. Now you can see that we're having a base. Then we go to side view. You can see it from front and side view. So the next thing, we click on Ctrl R to add the loop cut on the vertex there. So we can shrink this out by pressing Ctrl A on the keyboard and shrink it out. Do the same thing with the last one too, shrink it out. Now we have kind of fat. I think we're going to go for a fat character here. Now all we're going to do next is we extrude one more time to the z-axis and extrude to the x-axis and extrude down to the z-axis. I think just extrude down again. Let's do that again. No need to extrude to the z-axis. Let's extrude it like this. Now you see we have a kind of character we are going for. Now first thing, we want a character with a small arm. So let's put a loop cut here and press Ctrl A to scale this down. Grab this again till you reach the belly button. Ctrl A to scale that down again. Then Ctrl A to scale it again. Yeah, make sure you don't scale it too much so it doesn't affect your mesh when you want to sculpt. So Ctrl R. Let's add another loop cut. Let's add Ctrl R here to the stomach area. We want the stomach to kind of protrude. So we'll do Ctrl A to scale that up a little. Tab into side view, drag it to the y-axis. Now you can see that it has a big tummy. That's a simple. Now let's go and extrude. Go on and extrude the neck region. Extrude one more time and scale that down. Right, by pressing Ctrl A, grab down and extrude for the neck. Now you see the neck. You can grab that to the y-axis. Yeah, grab that to the y-axis. Let it kind of bend like this. Now you're having a base mesh for your sculpt. So now let's go to let's tab into side view to build up the face. Now I want a kind of face that is going to um, kind of be straight. So let's extrude this to the y-axis, extrude this to the y-axis, and extrude it upwards like this. Now you have that. So we grab this down to the z-axis, kind of position where the jaw line is going to be. So go to the side view again and click Ctrl R to add a loop cut. After clicking Ctrl R, you want to scale that by pressing Ctrl A and scale that. Now it's forming a shape of the head. You don't need to go into too much details on the base mesh, just your basic shapes. And Ctrl A, scale this up a little. Yes, then we have it resting on the neck, and we don't really want that for our sculpting. So go back to side view and grab this up, grab this down like this, so that it kind of positions nicely. We can scale this down and grab it again, grab it, just keep adjusting it until you're satisfied with the look. Yes, so grab this again, just have something like this, a kind of long neck. You say you want the jaw to protrude, so we can extrude this again. It's not really wise to extrude from this place, so we grab this to the y-axis. You can see that. Now, this is just a base mesh for your character. You can see from here you have a nice geometry for you to sculpt on. Now let's move to the fingers. We want a kind of big finger, a big hand. We're not going to do the finger in this tutorial. Maybe in the other tutorials we're going to do the fingers. Yeah, so let's just do a basic arm. So let's go into front view, extrude outwards, and scale that. Scale it by pressing Ctrl A, scale it up like this, then extrude, go to front view again, extrude in like this, kind of form something like the end, then extrude this again like this. Now you can see it's kind of approximately having the shape you want. Now let's go back to front view and click Ctrl A to scale this down, Ctrl A to scale this down also. So you just scale it in such a way that you have a basic shape of a hand. Yes. You go to front view, grab that. Yes. Now you can see a basic shape of a hand for you to sculpt on. Then you can grab this inwards like this, inward. Make sure you always toggle between wireframe and the solid view to so your mesh doesn't overlap, because if it overlaps, it's not going to be easy to sculpt on. So let's go back to front view. I think it's okay like this. Back to front view, extrude this one more time. Let's scale this down by pressing Ctrl A, scale this down, and Ctrl A, scale this down like this. Now you can see it's kind of roundish, too roundish. So what we want to do is want to scale it on the y-axis. Want to scale it on the y-axis like this. Want to scale it, sorry, want to scale it on the x-axis. So Control A on the x-axis. So it's kind of flat, roundish like this. Then you want to scale it on the, sorry about that, oops. We'll go back to front view. Then you want to scale it on the x-axis again. Yeah, you think we're satisfied with that. Then scale it on the y-axis to kind of flatten it out. You can see it's kind of flattening out, so you can have something like this. Then we want to scale this all down. We don't want it to be as big as, because this is just the base of the. Then we're gonna scale this up like this. Yeah, so you can see that. Then we'll go back here and scale it up to the what, the y-axis again. Then we want to kind of bend this like this inwards, something like this, which just have that kind of curvature. Then you want to just shift